Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, I'd like to start off with a little bit of the history of what got us here tonight, and my perspective on what I see happening. Immediately after Town Manager Jim Duggan resigned, Ann Vandal was, who carried the title of Assistant Town Manager, stepped into the job temporarily to take his place. The Board of Selectmen agreed to hire the Collins Center to facilitate the process of hiring a new town manager. And at the time, not one board member said, hey, wait a minute, we have somebody right here that can do the job. We don't need to go and look somewhere else. In fact, we all agreed to a process which included a search committee made up of one appointee from each one of us. And this was not done to shirk our responsibility. We created that committee to invite citizen participation. The committee was appointed, the Collins Center was hired, the job was posted, advertised, and applicants were interviewed. And from dozens of resumes, 4 candidates were recommended to the Board of Selectmen for final interview. Ann Vandal was not one of them. There has been a considerable amount of taxpayer money and time spent on this process, and let alone the erosion of good faith any action other than continuing the process will cause. Then came the COVID-19 problem, and as we began the process of background checks and setting up the final interviews, COVID-19 hit, and a stay-at-home order was issued. It did not make sense to me to continue to do a live in-person interview with the candidates while we were ordering citizens to stay home. My conversations with you, Mr. Chairman, as you well know, have always been, as soon as we could get in a room together, we should do the interviews. Initially, I did not want to do the interviews on Zoom, and let's face it, a month ago, I don't think any of us even knew what Zoom was. Our job as selectmen, one of the most important duties we have as selectmen, is to choose the absolute best person for the job of town manager. If this board chooses to abandon what we started, you are denying me the opportunity to do the job that I was elected to do. I will never be able to say we hired the best person for the job because I don't have any point of reference. We should continue the process and interview the finalists over Zoom. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.